Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. It's time to catch up with McKendree football coach Mike Babcock. And coach, the Bearcats last week hosted Truman State. Only home game in a 5-game span for the Bearcats, and a couple of weather delays, a lot of back and forth play, and some missed opportunities for the Bearcats down the stretch in a 45-38 loss.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was a great game. I mean, obviously it didn't go our way, but you talk about back and forth and guys continuing to battle. I mean, how many teams out there go through 2 weather delays, and still are able to come back and be able to at least compete for the win? And obviously it didn't go our way, and there's a lot of missed opportunities, but at the end of the day, it was a good game against 2 good opponents, and unfortunately we were the ones on the losing end.
The ground game has been consistent for the Bearcats all year, but for the first time in nearly 3 years, 2 running backs go over 100 yards. Preston Thompson 129 yards, Jace Franklin 111 yards. Both really ran the ball well on Saturday.
Yeah, I think we have two really good running backs right now. I think both are playing at a high level, and when you look at our statistics, we're running the ball pretty well. I think if we only had one tailback getting all those yards, he'd probably be up for an All-American status. But now I've got 2 of them doing the same job, and so I think both of them are doing a nice job. I think the O-line's doing a nice job of kind of creating those holes for them, and so hopefully that can continue on.
We've talked about Reese Metcalf in the passing game time and again. He distributed the ball once again to a lot of receivers, but 2 guys again really stepping up. Josh Reve with a career-high 9 receptions. Jalen Williams, another 8-catch game, 138 yards receiving, and the Bearcats' lone receiving touchdown.
Yeah, what Truman State did, we thought that it would be actually tough to be able to get it to our outside receivers because they do a very nice job in coverage of trying to stop them. And I think that those guys were able to get open just a little bit more than we thought they would, and they were able to make the tough catches, and obviously they wish they had a little bit more yards and a couple more touchdowns to go with it. But at the same point, I thought those 2 had a solid game this last week, and hopefully another one this week.
On the defensive end, a guy who's been called on time and again has come through whenever his number's been called. Blake Benoist, matching a career high with 11 tackles. He was all over the field on Saturday.
Blake does a nice job. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to hopefully be at the right place at the right time, and just because he's been around, he's one of those few guys that have actually had a lot of reps and been able to get to where he needs to go. And there's great communication in the back half. So I think that hopefully down the stretch, he can continue to be that good leader that we need over there on defense and continue to kind of rile the guys up and be prepared for some good contests.
Bearcats coming up on the short end of the score again last Saturday, go to 3-3 now on the year. More importantly, 1-1 in the GLVC, and the Bearcats go on the road for their next 2 games, beginning with this Saturday at Southwest Baptist University, a team that has given the Bearcats fits over the years. It's actually a battle of the Bearcats, but throw records aside, and Southwest Baptist is going to give you all they can handle on their home field.
Yeah, this is always a good team. This is definitely a different team than we played last year. And they always seem to play a lot better at home. This is the 3rd time that I've been down there in the last couple of years, and they just always have to a little more comfortable, being able to run, throw, block, catch, tackle. They're always a tough one, and I think they definitely have some playmakers over on that side that can create some fits if we let them. Really, at the end of the day, our focus is, no matter who we play, is obviously 1-0 and do your job. Do your 1/11th of what you need to do, and so hopefully we can get that done this week.
Southwest Baptist always a team that's very solid at the skill positions, offensively, defensively, very solid in the linebacking core. What should we expect on Saturday from Southwest Baptist?
I think they're very similar to us offensively. I think they want to be a balanced attack of both run and pass. I don't think they want to give it to just one person every single time. And I think they're fine with kind of spreading the ball out. I think they've got some good wide receivers that I think that can make you miss. You look at the Missouri S&T game, and there's some big plays on both sides of the ball, and SBU is able to kind of get out and create big plays that way offensively. Defensively, I think they do a nice job of kind of keeping you guessing and continuing to go 4 down, 3 down, blitz, this type of coverage, that type of coverage. So, there's definitely some different things that they do. But at the end of the day, like I said, if we can continue to play our game and do your job, I think we'll be successful.
Coach, what was the focal point in practice this week?
It's get better. I think obviously after you lose a game, it's going to be tough. Tempers start running high a little bit, and I think this last week kind of hurt. Because obviously we wanted to win the game and came up short, and I think that especially after a loss, can you put that loss aside, win or lose? Can you put it aside and be able to focus on your next opponent? And I think Southwest Baptist is going to try and do the same thing. They came off of a tough loss last week, against William Jewell, and it's going to be okay. Who can put the last game out of their mind, focus on the task at hand, and come out swinging on Saturday.
Coach, thanks for taking time to join us. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
Don't forget, we'll have the McKendree Southwest Baptist game live on the Bearcat Sports Network at glvcsn.com/McKendree, beginning with the pregame show at 12:45 p.m.